Hello everyone, PK ShyGuy here, and welcome back to Let's Play Super Mario Galaxy 2. In the last episode, we continued on with paying off our rent for hitchhiking with Sir Lubba over there, and in this episode, we're going to do pretty much the same thing. So yeah, if you haven't got it by this point, this game is literally collecting stars, but hey, it's fun. That's kind of what matters. And it proudly shouts out its message that every hitchhiking case has a price. So take that as a good thing. And hey, who wouldn't want to stay at a luxury spaceship shaped like your face? Okay, that's kind of creepy, but Mario seems happy about it, so I won't interfere. But anyways, there's going to be a little more happening in this episode because we are going to complete World 1. But before I set out to do that, I forgot to point out what this thing was. I call it a space crystal, or I don't know if it has an official name or not, but all you gotta do is run into it and you get like 8 stars from it. It doesn't seem like really anything, but it comes back every time you beat a level and go back to the world map, so you can basically grind on it and it'll add up. And since star bits are really important in this game, that's a good thing. So without rambling some more, we're gonna go straight into Right Side Down Galaxy, which is probably my favorite level in World 1. So here we're breaking the laws of gravity. Get out of here, Newton. This is where the fun people hang out. And I think you can already see why this level's so great. And if you want some more logic breaking, this place is way huger on the inside than it is on the outside. Is huger even a word? Either that or you just like shrink, but either one doesn't make any sense at all, so I love it. I also really like the theme of this level. It's not really anything we've seen before. Okay, Captain Toad's, his brigade is down there, and it'll kind of be scattered out through many levels in this game, in fact. But this level honestly has a huge vibe from... It gives me a lot of Pikmin vibes. I'm talking like Glutton's Kitchen and Jigsaw Fortress. Like challenge maps from Pikmin 2. But this level has a lot of moments which I like. And here's... That's called a Swap Hopper. Its main gimmick is it has a little spike on its head. But once we flip the gravity entirely, we get to stomp on his squishy head or underside. I suppose it's... I don't even know. There's going to be a lot of misinterpretations. Like, is this the floor or am I walking on the ceiling? And as you can see, of course the arrows represent where the gravity is directed. And also color codes it, which is really nice. So I won't, like, end up misreading it or anything. It does a lot of cool stuff with gravity. That's kind of one complaint about this game. Like, just look at this here. But one complaint with Super Mario Galaxy 2 is that it didn't have as good of gravity uses as Mario Galaxy 1. There just isn't as many completely circular planets and kind of crazy stuff it does with the gravity. But I think this level is one of the best gravitational uses in the entire series out of both two games. And another cool thing about this level is it's got some more traditional Mario enemies. It's got that one area of chain chomps for them to never be seen again. We got a thwomp here. We can jump up there to get some star bits. I was almost crushed right there. Oh my... Okay, we got it. I don't usually go for this, as it's kind of difficult to get. Okay, I'm not courageous enough to run under there, because thwomps in this game are one-hit kills. They aren't like in the 2D Mario games. Okay, I'm messing up on that. Come on. Oh, nope. Had a lot of trouble with this comet medal as a kid. I could get it fairly easily, though, as I just did. But yeah, there'll be a lot of jumping through gravitational planes, and that's why this level's just awesome. So, okay, we got a Fire Flower. Speaking of traditional, it handles a lot differently than... I should say it works differently than it does in the 2D Mario games, to where it's actually timed. If you hear the music. Once it gets too fast, you'll lose the ability, but since the fire flowers are infinite spawning, or they just respawn every time you fail, you won't have to worry about anything like that. That's honestly with every power-up in the game. So here we have like a little overhead view. I think it fits the theme as well on how this is all, it's like puzzle pieces fit together and it's all wooden and stuff. Even the little flowers are fake. Oh, we lost our fire flower. We don't need it anymore though. It's just kind of got a little section. It's not one of those power-ups though, to where it has like one level that it uses it in. And yeah, I am actually referring to a power-up in the Galaxy series. For those who've played the game, you know what I mean. Okay, we're not taking that. We have a lot of thwomps to get through. I might as well have waded through. So yeah, you might have realized that oh, well, then there's this. This is a really fun moment. As I said, this level has a lot of those. It's kind of hard to get that one up, though, I'll say. Okay, we got the star, but one thing you might have noticed earlier in this video is the star bit count. I mean, if you really remember something as minuscule as that, but you might have, because I pulled up that I had 666 star bits last episode. But the reason for that is I actually have a backup file on this game, and this game cannot copy profiles, so that's kind of difficult. I try to run through a file on the side just in case it screws up, and I'm really glad I did, because just that happened. So if you've ever used the Blue Snowball mic, which is a mic I use and I'm currently using, it's got like 3 settings on it. There's 1, 2, and 3. 3 is one that I don't know why anyone would ever use. It just sounds bad, even though it picks up stuff from the whole room. I mean, I guess somebody might find a use for it. But then it's got 1 and 2, which I kind of switch between. For number 2 is the one I'm using right now. It sounds pretty good, and I use it for my Let's Plays. Number 1, however, I use for like countdowns and stuff where I sit at my computer, because the thing is, I need an extension cord for my mic because my computer is like miles away from my TV, and I use the same with my capture card. But whenever I record Let's Plays like this, whenever I try number 1, it's supposed to have a slight difference from 2, but it's like horrible. It just sounds terrible. It's not compatible with my extension cord for some reason. But I accidentally had it on that, and it was like ear rape level. I mean, you know how they make all those fake, like sometimes they'll do the Shrek theme song, they'll do something completely ear rape for some forced meme. Well, it sounded like that unintentionally, and that really sucked. So I just killed a flat tack there. That should be what Canadians call their birds. But you'll see more of what they do. They'll appear later in the level. So, okay, we got Cloud Mario. A lot of things ongoing here. You can create cloud platforms by shaking the Wii remote. You have 3, but you can 3 clouds for the platforms, and you could restock on them once you get a cloud flower. And they're also infinite respawning, so you don't have to worry about limits. So here we have Whittles, touch water, lose clouds, more ahead, keep going. Last episode I said Star Bunnies were probably my favorite Mario Galaxy NPC, and for some reason I was not thinking of the Whittles, and with that said, they are easily my favorite Galaxy NPC, probably one of my favorite NPCs in the Mario series. I think what makes them a lot cooler is that in Mario Party 9, you know, the game that I swear I'm the only one that really likes for some reason. I actually like it better than 10, but enough on that. You can collect stars in the game, and one of them is for Whittles. Most of the stars you got in that game, they were kind of like Pokédex entries. They tell you about each little character. Most of it was stuff we already knew, but for the Whittles, it actually said they're like wandering forest spirits or something, and I thought that was just awesome. That kind of just made me like them better. And yeah, there's a flat tack again. I've killed a lot of them, but they basically try to ground pound you, and you could easily counter them. So up there I could have long jumped, but I wanted to see this little fearful guy. Some crazy looking monkey grabbed the power star. Our captain chased him up the wall by jumping off the sides until he reached the top. I couldn't keep up. So he's basically demonstrating wall jumping. This is one place where it is quite mandatory, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people that played Mario games kind of knew about the ability. Okay, oh. And yeah, I did see that comet medal. I'm going to have to get that. You can actually get it without the... oh, okay, I screwed that up. But I think it was kind of intended with the cloud flower, but you can just simply backflip up there. And these are star chips, as they're called. You collect 5 and you build a launch star, so that's required to progress. We had another cosmic clone incident. And this is where the level gets pretty beautiful. Like, I think that's something I also shouldn't have brought up. This, I should have, what the heck, I cannot speak for anything, but this is where oh my god, how many times am I going to confuse levels with episodes? But this is where the level gets quite pretty. This level is kind of like based off of a fantasy land. Like, if you just hear the music, it just kind of screams good dream or whatever. And then you got the Illuminati Whittle, I watch you. Leafy hint, shots fired. Press B, shoot starbits. Shoot starbit at enemy, make dizzy, kick enemy. Enemy fly bye-bye. Yeah, I don't use this thing a whole lot. It's never required, but it's an extra help. Just throw it at him, he'll stun him, and you can kick him around. I see a lot of people do use it. I just never used it. It also does cost a star bit, obviously, and I like saving up the star bits, but there is something that kind of makes the star bit collecting much easier, and we're gonna get it at the end of the episode, the end of the level. I confused it like 3 times in this one video already. Let's run solid leaves, that's the best part. Gasp, Hearth! Some monkey with sunglasses challenged me. Hearth, to a race, you go instead. I should be in better shape. Hearth, this captain business is going harder than I thought. I mean, I could see that purple guy not being able to catch up to you, but you have your bag. I thought you could not jump with that thing. I mean, they made a whole game off of that. So, I'm not going to risk it, but over there you can get a 1-up. But I'm just going to kind of get the power star. So you just got to use the cloud flower. Not even that. I've gotten up here without it. They call me the chimp. Seems like you may be a worthy high-climbing rival. Take this star. We'll talk later. I'm kind of disappointed that this guy doesn't get to meet Lubba. I mean, I can just imagine a pimp battle between the two. We got the chimp, which is like straight-up 90s gangster. Then Lubba. I mean, I already established his Stardust vape chimney. So yeah, I think it'd be rough competition. And as you can see, we're somewhere else than where we usually spawn, and there's a reason for that. First, they'll show us the path. That it's shining, as it shows we have enough stars. All right, listen up, because I don't want to say this no more than once. See that toad? He started collecting stars for safekeeping. Star bits. Thinks he's some sort of happy bank or something. Why don't you go over there and check it out for me? And we got a little something else. Look at that. I see you brought back some kind of floaty souvenir. It's a cloud flower? Wow, there's sure some weird stuff out there, huh? Quality voice acting. So yeah, this is kind of just a little storage area for power-ups and items and such. Doesn't really serve any purpose further than like aesthetics, I guess, but it's kind of a cool little area. There's also a really cool entrance. Like, come on, everybody expects the front door. We're going top secret through the Stardust Vape. This little star Luma is in there. My job is to take energy from each star and convert it into fuel. You rip that from the Comet Observatory. I guess it's just generally something that collects power from the power stars, as it does serve a different purpose. For those of you who've played Super Mario Galaxy, the first one, the stars are served to give off energy to the observatory so that the Lumas can live on it. And in this game, it's made so Starship Mario can travel further. I think there is something with reaching further galaxies, though, in Galaxy 1. So it's kind of got us the same idea of unlocking new places. So Bowser Jr.'s Fiery Flotilla. This is the big finale for World 1. And this is basically... this level is pretty much Bowser Jr.'s personality, which is why I freaking love it. I mean, you start off with some smug-ass Bowser Jr. statues, completely silver. We got some Goom Beetles. That's what the enemies are called. And for the longest time, I thought they were called, Helmet Goombas. I mean, that's... I don't even know where they get Goom Beetle. Maybe kind of reference to a shell on its head. I'm not sure. I think it is a more creative name, though. I'll give them that. Like, other than straight up Helmet Goomba. So I jumped up here because we got the star. For some reason, it has a really, like, spherical shadow to it, even though it's a flat coin, the Comet Medal. I think I called it a star coin. So Bowser Jr., you can see he's all plastered around. I also like the coloring of this level. It's just kind of Bowser Jr.-ish. Like, he's just a little kid. He basically plays with giant destructional mechs for toys. And then this part is really cool. Like, just look at that. That is not completely aesthetic. You can jump out there. I think I remember that actually hurting me. The spinning flames. Doesn't play a huge obstacle, but you can see this little thing. It's kind of a tutorial. I realized there was one at least in Sky Station, but I didn't go there because I think it's pointless. It's more for newcomers. It's not anything huge though. It kind of just tells you how to kill enemies and such. So we got a lot right here. And even though this level's short, as I said, I like Bowser Jr.'s persona all over it. And you can see like an Earth down there, but it wouldn't be Earth because there's like no land. And the background completely changed. Look at that. Bowser Jr. doesn't even need his clown car anymore. He's got his throne in there. Waha! You made it this far, huh? I won't need my dad's help to finish you off. I got a big surprise for you. Oh, Gobblegut, dinner's on. Don't forget to protect your bellyache bulges. Junior, you've got that from your dad, you know, telling Mario how to beat the hazard you set out for me. Yeah, it's all genetics. But hey, you're not any worse than your dad. He literally just tells you how to beat him. I mean, I guess it's the same case, but that's pretty sad. Bowser, though, it's just worse. He tells you how to beat him. Bowser's just kind of, at least Junior's just throwing his pet out here. But here we have Gobblegut. He's kind of like a Chinese dragon, completely limbless. We gotta pop his bellyache bulges, which look like balloons. Okay, he got in the... Wait, I already got 3 of them. I think there's like 6 on him. I've never taken the time to count the exact number. I always thought it was like 6 or 7, but I kind of had some trouble with him. He's not that big of a deal, though. So you gotta wait for his head to dive in there. And it's harder to get the bulges at the end of him as he has time to get out. Why do I keep missing that? I guess we'll get the ones at the end. He's got one left. So yeah, that's a pretty simple boss fight. They even made a DLC track off of him, and it was one of the best DLC tracks in there, so that was a positive. And there goes his anticlimactic death. I mean, seriously, he started lighting up like he was going to burst into flames, but no, he just turns back into that purple smoke that all the bosses do. And you can also see it's kind of blurry. I like the little effect on the star. Environments kind of blur to some extent. I don't know if that's something that I'm only seeing, but as you can see, this is not an ordinary star. This is a grand star. That was good timing. We got a different flight as, yeah, it's pretty important. The only thing kind of lame is it only counts as one star, but it does something else big. A portal to a new world. And yeah, I see we did get all the comet medals. That's also something I'm trying to check, because it's sometimes easy to kind of forget about something. Wow, look at it. You did it. You brought back a grand star. That's great. Now we can use the power of that grand star to travel to another world. We're one step closer to retrieving your special one, buddy. He just took that from Rosalina. They always call Peach his special one. Through space and time to an unknown world we go. I'm jiggling just thinking about it. Ready, Captain? Yeah. Lubba pulled a fat joke on himself. You just earned respect, man. I mean, I'm not saying anything of it. You're the best captain on the planet. Or I suppose I'm your captain, but still, you're a pimp. That's why I look up to you. Welcome to World 2. It just looks beautiful. This game just looks stunning on the Wii, but holy crap, this world. Wow, take a look at that. We found an entirely new world. Looks like there should be plenty of power stars here. Go ahead, we're all counting on you, Captain. So anyway, that concludes this episode. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you enjoyed, please hit that like button and subscribe. And see you next time.